Guys, welcome back to running. We are so glad to have you back, not just with us, but with the running community in general. Whatever it is that sidelined you from running before, whether it was just a burnout, you came out of an injury, maybe you moved, or getting into a new routine, you had a kid, whatever it is that sidelined you before, you are back and you're on 2 feet ready to go. So consider this a great opportunity and a clean slate for your running training. I want you guys to be patient with this. Don't compare the peak from your past experience to where you are now. This is brand new. And my best takeaway for this one is going to be love your walk breaks. This is going to be the key to getting out there again, getting used to being back on your feet for an extended period of time. So get outside, break up that running with some walk breaks. So my suggestion would be walking for 2 minutes, running or jogging for 1, alternated for as long as you can see fit. You don't want to burn yourself out on those first few weeks of workout, so keep this at a moderate amount so you're not getting too sore or burnt out in the beginning. And slowly over time, you're going to decrease that walk time and increase the jog run time. You will see this seamlessly start to spread into nice fluid workouts that you can build on from there. Give yourself the best shot at sticking to this goal. Now, there are so many things you can put in place. Make this easy for yourself. Put tools in place that are going to keep you accountable, going each day, each week, each month, even through the tough times. Motivation is fleeting. We can't rely on it, and we certainly can't rely on it every day. So I'm going to give you some of my favorite tools for sticking with it. First things first, find a plan or a program. Even if you're not training for a race, you're not training for that 5K, the marathon, whatever it is, you want to have a place where you can go, look at what you're doing, know what workouts you're looking forward to, where your rest days are going to be, and hold tight to that schedule. Now, I might be a little biased because I helped create some of these programs, but the Run Experience just launched a brand new mobile app. We have everything we've created in there. So that's 5K, marathon, half marathon programs. We also have an entire library of singles workouts you can grab and go when you're traveling, if you just want a one-off workout wherever you are. Great place to have everything right there, and all the guesswork is taken out. We've told you how to warm up, how to do the workout, how to cool down. It's all right there. You guys can check that out. Another thing you can do is simply write things down. When you write things down, you are more motivated to keep doing that. You look forward to writing down what your workout is if you completed it each day. It holds you to that pattern. You create a habit. So a couple ways you can do that. Simple, just pad and paper. You take the technology out, which is kind of a nice thing because you won't be distracted by other notifications, other parts of your life. You're focused solely on just writing down the workout for that day, crossing it off when you're done. What I like to do is I actually build this into, I have a little journal here, a 5-minute journal, which I love for just holding me accountable for my overall goals and just take notes of how I'm feeling that day. So what you can do is write down your schedule or whatever your goals are for the day, include your training in that, look at it as a more overall picture to keep you motivated. So this is all part of your well-being, something else you want to stick to. Beyond that, guys, tracking in general, you can keep your watch, keep your stats, all of your runs right there on your phone, your mobile devices. We do this in the Run Experience app as well, but keeping that tracked shows you how much progress you're making, not just from a speed perspective, but from just an overall work you've put in perspective. Last thing I want to talk about, guys, is using other people as support. Whether that is in person, you found a run group or a friend that's going to undertake this whole thing with you, or you just need an online community that's going to be there to support you on the days, like I said, where you don't feel like doing it. These are inevitable, even for the most top athletes in the world. There are not going to be perfect days every single time you go out and train. You're going to need that extra help, and other people are a great resource for that. So find that community and that background for you. Next piece of the puzzle is going to be incorporating strength training. Yes, you're coming back to running, but you need that second line of defense against injury, against poor run form, and so many other things. That strength training can be the foundation on which you can build your strongest, best running you've done yet. So I'm going to give you guys one of my favorite workouts today. This is a great one that you can modify as you start to be less intense and then grow to be more intense as you start to feel stronger. So here we go with that workout. The first thing you're going to do is an air squat. So you're going to have your feet a little wider than hips width, maybe about hips width here. Toes pointed straight ahead. You're going to squeeze the butt like you're pinching paper back there. Belly button pulled in tight to the spine, and relax the shoulders. All you're going to do is, as if you're sitting into a chair, you're going to reach those hips back, keeping the chest forward, and drop. I'm going to spread those knees out as wide as I can, as if I'm pushing against 2 imaginary walls. From here, I'm going to push the hips forward and stand and squeeze. So from the side, it looks like this. Pushing those knees out, keeping the chest up, sit back, pressing against the imaginary walls, stand up. That is a simple thing right there. That's just the air squats. So you're gonna start with air squats. I'll go over how many you're doing of everything at the end, but that is the first movement there. Next, we're going into a crab walk shoulder tap. So it's not as complicated as I just made it sound, but you're gonna start just down on the ground here. Legs are bent in, hands are gonna be right under your shoulders, just about. I'm gonna pop the hips up here. The higher I keep the hips, the more work my glutes have to do and the more I have to support myself in the upper body. An easier version would just be staying down here. Get a feel for being on your hands first. All you're gonna do from here is tap, same side with that hand, and alternate. So you're just like this. Every time I'm putting that other hand on the ground, I'm keeping full extension through that arm, so I'm working the tricep. Facing you guys, it looks like this. Keeping the hips kind of moderate level here. What I don't want is sinking into the shoulders like this. At that point, you're not working any of the supporting muscles. You're actually just using momentum to go forward and back. It really has no value. So you guys wanna give yourself that support. Work on keeping your body tight. That belly button again is pulled in. You're breathing, keeping that chin neutral a little down, and alternating. Next thing we're gonna go into is what's called a sprawl. This is basically a burpee without the full lowering that push-up motion at the bottom. So I'll show you from the side. I'm gonna again stand nice and tall here, but squeezed, feet are right under my hips. I'm gonna go first with my hips back as if I'm gonna start a squat, but I'm actually gonna go lower, flat back over. I'm gonna touch my hands on the ground. From here, I'll either jump or step my feet one at a time. So the jump would be this, the step would be this. I'm gonna this time let my hips sink, squeeze the butt even tighter here, chest stays neutral, I'm not looking up too hard here, and I'm gonna snap the feet in where my hands are, jump and clap at the top. So one more time here, hips go back, hands go down, I'm gonna jump this time, squeeze the butt, drop the hips, spring load my hips forward, jump at the top. One more time, facing you guys so you can see. Feet are nice and hips width apart here, hands down, drop, and here. That is the third thing. The last thing you guys are gonna do, we're gonna build that core strength with a simple sit-up. Couple options for you here. Easiest or most modified would be legs extended. You're gonna start reaching the arms fully back, press that low back into the ground, and then you're just gonna sit up, tap the ground. Goal is to be right next to the knees here because you're gonna sit up straight for that to happen. Roll back down, use those arms for momentum, sit up. Next thing you can do, just bring those feet in so that the feet are flat on the ground. Same thing, I roll back down, vertebrae at a time, and sit up. Hardest version, we take that traction out of the bottom of the feet. You're gonna just go into a butterfly position here, knees go out wide. I roll back and pull myself all the way to the top. So 3 versions there, but that is the sit up. This is the medium one. And again, guys, you can go legs all the way out and sit up tall. Okay, so the way this workout will go, you are going to increase the number of reps each round. So you're starting very simple. 5 air squats, 5 on each side of the shoulder taps, so 10 total, 5 sprawls, and 5 sit-ups. You shake it out, take a couple breaths. You're then going into round 2, which is gonna be 10 of everything. 10 air squats, 20 total of the shoulder taps, 10 sprawls, 10 sit-ups. Last round is going to be 15 of everything, or 30 total of the shoulder taps. For my more advanced athletes, or once you feel ready to do this, you can add a 4th round, which is gonna be up to that 20 rep mark, which would mean 50 total reps of everything. This is only when you feel ready for that. Guys, use rest as you need here. This is not about going as fast as you can. This is about building strength, stamina, and good form for your running. This is at the end of the day supporting this running journey as you get back into it. Now, you're way more likely to stick to this training plan if your body's feeling good. Remember, again, we're not comparing ourselves to how we were before when we used to run. I don't know how long you've had off, but this is a new body, treat it as that. Maybe things that used to hurt might not hurt anymore, or maybe things that didn't used to hurt now will, especially if it's been some time off. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna give you my favorite ways to take care of your body. All I'm asking is that you spend 5 minutes a day on this stuff. If you are dealing with pain, we're gonna talk about how to address that, especially around joints. If you're not dealing with pain, I still want you to use those 5 minutes to find those tight areas which haven't become a problem yet for you, but might be leading there. So 5 minutes a day will be the key to sticking. Now, I have a bunch of fun mobility toys here, but I am proving a point to you guys that anything works. I'm gonna use a coffee mug for everything I'm about to show you. I know you have one of these or a wine bottle lying around your house, and that will work just fine. Now we're gonna start with what I was talking about, so the joint. If you are someone who deals with knee pain or you're feeling a little strike up of that knee pain as you get back into this, there's a good chance that something below or above is causing tightness, and which is pulling. There's a whole lot of things that could be going on, but it's not the joint that's actually being the problem, it's above and below that might be. So we're gonna first hit that calf. Laying this coffee mug under, I'm just gonna drop my calf on here, start in the middle, and I'm gonna drop the other foot over. Just relax with those hands. I'm gonna just find some circles through that ankle. Like I said, this is a good place to scan and start to see what areas are tight. So you just start to feel, wow, do I have a huge knot in the bottom of that calf? Maybe that's what's causing that pain in the back of my knee, I don't know, but I'm gonna work on it for at least a minute here. I could roll up, go closer to the top of the calf there, same thing. Some flexing and pointing will work too, also those circles. And then lastly, maybe I roll down, find that closer to the Achilles. You could do this off a surface so you have a little bit more space, but you're just kind of rolling around, feeling where those areas are. After we've worked on that, let's go to the lower part of the quad, right above the knee. I'll switch sides here. I'm gonna just drop this right here. I like to keep my other foot on the ground here, find a kind of lunge position to give myself some space off the ground, and then I'll start by just finding a light roll forward and back. I feel tight right on the outside here, so I'm actually gonna roll laterally now and get some side to side motion. Again, just working through. This could be a huge contributor to any knee pain. Maybe the top of my kneecap has been hurting and I can't figure out why. This could be a huge contribution to that. If I'm feeling okay here, I will bend and extend that leg over the coffee mug. I'm trying to act like it's not hurting, guys, but it is. And all I'm going to do is breathe through and know that I'm actually helping myself here, so I will get through it. Come off of that. Last thing I'm going to show you, but of course the options are endless. We have tons of great playlists and videos on our channel to show you guys what to do with all this stuff. But we're going to work the upper back, and that is because it's not just your legs that do the running for you. A nice tall position and a nice big arm swing that's opened up will help keep your hips forward, keep you striking the ground the way you want to, and ultimately keep your running efficient with good form. So I'm gonna put this right under the middle of the back here. You can also work to the top and bottom as well, but I'm gonna start with just my head off, and I'm just gonna take some big kind of snow angel motion here to, again, just do a little scan and see what's going on back there. If I feel super tight, I might actually grab my lacrosse ball or something smaller to get in that tight spot, and again, just work my arm around that tight area, just letting it be. I can also put my hands behind my head, do a little arch, round forward, arch, round forward. Again, just working through that soft tissue, getting myself primed and ready to find those tight spots, or at least address where the pain is or near where it is. There is no excuse, guys. Give me that 5 minutes a day. Stay on top of it just like you do the rest of your running and strength training. You will be good to go. So you've got that training plan in place. You know what strength workouts you're going to incorporate. You've got your journal lined up, your mobility tools ready to go. But real life is still part of the equation. There is going to be that day where you have to last minute pick your kid up from school, they got sick. Your 30-minute workout is not what it was. All I'm asking you guys to do is make the most of the time you have. So rather than scrap that whole day and get shaken up by this activity you weren't planning on doing, get your 10-minute workout in. Don't just give up. That is going to be the patience that we require to stick with this program. Another thing I want you guys to think about is just the reason you're coming back to this, the big picture. You've clicked on this video, you want to make a comeback to running, you're standing on 2 feet ready to do it. Write down why this is important to you so you have something to look at each and every day, especially when you get derailed, because that is inevitable. If you guys are coming back from an injury or something specific to running that sidelined you, I want you to click above on that playlist. This is Returning to Running from Any Injury. We have a deep dive there on mobility work you can do, strengthening exercises specifically you can do, all of that stuff that's going to be focused on getting you back stronger and running efficiently. Good luck.